Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today, doing something I don't do very often. It's just mainly going to be a review and kind of tutorial using the Soph Super Spice palette from Makeup Revolution. This is the look I came up with. I tried to go a little bit out of my comfort zone. I don't wear a lot of purples, and it's not that I don't like them. It's just not a shade that I gravitate towards. So I used, you know, the black, the purple, a little bit of the pink, and then this dreamy shade is what is on my lids. But if you want to see how I did it, then just keep on watching. And then I did try out the highlighter palette on camera. I have the tinted lip balm on. Also, I got the lighter of the two duos, but I didn't put the liner on just because I'm going to go to work. But yeah, if you want to see how I was able to get the look, my thoughts on the palette, just keep on watching. Make sure you're subscribed, and yeah, let's jump into the video. Okay, so I am going to prime. I'm just going to use my Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas on a brush. I'm doing this the way I don't normally do it. I normally do my face first and then my eyes. I very, very rarely do my eyes first. And I haven't even done my eyebrows, so this is probably going to throw me completely off when I do my base. But I was not sure how this look was going to turn out, if I was going to like it, all of that. So I figured, my dogs are in here. My neighbors are moving around a lot this morning, so every little noise my dog barks. So if you hear her, I apologize. So we're gonna put that on first. Okay, and then to start, we're gonna go in with the black, which is Night Owl. And then we're gonna go into the purple, which is Papa, and then the pink, which is Lover. Lover. This is a very messy palette. If you are somebody that, I'm not getting a ton of fallout, as you can see, I just have a tiny bit. But if you're somebody that like doesn't like a lot of kick up and doesn't want your palettes to get messy, you might not like this. It's very, very kick uppy in the pan. Pigmentation's good. It doesn't really bother me. I just, you know, blow it off because it's my palette, it's my germs. But if that is something that bothers you, then just keep that in mind. I'm just putting the black in the outer corner. This is not a complicated look. And then through the crease. I have to open my eye a little bit, make sure I'm going above because my eyes are hooded. And I'm actually taking the cut crease up just a little bit above where my actual crease is. So and then I'm going to be color switching. I'm really only using 4 brushes, so not hard. And then I'm going to go through and try and blend this edge just a little bit. I didn't do it on the other side, and then I had to kind of finesse it because I got a little bit of a line between the black and the purple. Some of it is because of the base that I used. That Gerard Clean Canvas is very sticky, so the shadow's kind of just clinging there, which gives you better pigmentation, but it can cause blending issues. So I'm not going to fault the palette. I would need to try it with something a little bit drier to determine if it's a issue with the shadow. Like the MAC Paint Pot's a relatively drier, like a dry base. So I'm not going to say that it's the eyeshadow. I had a little bit of blending issues with the other Soph palettes, but nothing bad. So I'm not going to necessarily say it's the palette. So we're going to go in with that purple. Half on, half off of where that black is. Yeah, it's better on this side. I didn't blend the line, like the black out at all on the other eye. And when I went in with the purple, you could see kind of a line. I can see one a little bit, but it's not as bad as the other side. Like I said, some of it could be the base. I've been seeing a few reviews where people didn't care for this palette. It's drugstore. I mean, Makeup Revolution shadows are hit and miss for me. Some of the collabs I think are better than others. Like I think the Tammy collabs are pretty good. I have a couple of those. I think the Soph collabs are generally good. I have the original Soph palette and the Extra Spice. They're decent, I think, for drugstore. They're not the end-all, be-all. Like, Makeup Revolution does not have my favorite formula. I think ColourPop's gotten better. But they're not bad palettes by any means. Okay, we're going to go in with the pink. Yeah, if I was going to get a Makeup Revolution palette, it would definitely be probably a Tammy collab or a Soph collab. Okay, I just want to make sure I said that there's kind of a gradient. I don't want there to be a harsh line with the black. Yeah, but definitely if you're going to use a wetter base, blend that black out a little bit like I did, because I didn't do it on the other side and then I ran into issues. And I'm just going back in with the purple. The pink just brightened it up. I don't necessarily want this to look pink, and I might have to finagle the other side because I feel like this eye is now darker or brighter than the other eye, which I'm using a different brush in this area too, so that could be some of it. Okay, I'm going to switch brushes and just use a little fluffy brush. I think that's why that Sigma E25 packed a little more color on, which is not bad. Blend it out. And then I just took a little bit of Lockdown, which is that pastel purple, just around the edge here, just a little bit. I've watched a couple of reviews. Some people did not like this pastel shade. I know Soph, I think when she was doing a bunch of looks, did use the pastel purple, but I don't know. I would assume she had to use like a wetter base like what I have laid down. Okay, so that is pretty much it. And then we can go back and darken up this black line in here a little bit if we need to. But I am just going to take a flat brush and some concealer. I'm going to hold up the palette so you can see that there is, I don't know if you can see, there is some kick up in there a little bit, but if you were going to be using these palettes on other people, don't blow on them like I just did. Like, I'm the only one that uses these and it's going on my face, so I don't really do freelance makeup anymore. I did for a while. But if you do, just make sure obviously that the palettes you put in your kit have not been heavily breathed on. And because my eyes are hooded, this takes me a minute. I'm going to finish cutting my crease and then we will put the shimmer. Okay, so I went above where my actual crease is. I've done it on camera and videos before, so I figured I didn't need to sit here and bore you with a bunch of time of me trying to do that. I just tapped a little bit on with my finger, and then I'm just going to go in with a flat brush. This is a little bit sheer. I'm going in with Dreamy, and I'll hold up the palette and show you. It's kind of got a lavendery shift to it. It's very, very pretty. But I would say you do want to base something underneath it. It's not, I don't think it's completely opaque on its own. But it's very, very pretty. The duochrome. This one does have a little bit of fallout, but most shimmers like this do. They're a little bit crumblier, flaky. So generally with those, I'll just take a brush and brush them off. And I'm just going a little bit above where I put that concealer just to kind of blend it out. Looking at the black doesn't look too bad. Same little flat brush. I'm just gonna go just along the edge to darken up where we cut that crease, nothing crazy. Okay, then on the edge, I'm gonna take a little bit of Papa, the purple. A little bit of Lover in the pink. Flip the brush over, use the other side. And then I'm just gonna go back into Night Owl, which is the black. And then they relatively match. So I'm gonna go and do my base off camera, and then we'll come back and I will use her highlighter palette, and we'll use the lip kit. So I will be right back. My base is done, and I did contour and bronzer. I do highlight before I do blush, so we're gonna go into the Soph palette, and then I'm also gonna use this under my brow bone, and I think as inner corner, I think I'm gonna use this lighter shade for brow and corner. I'm gonna try using this one as my highlight today. So I'm gonna go in, this is just my Kaleidos highlighter brush. Let's see how this color. She has 3 different, that's pretty, highlighter palettes. I almost got the medium one because again, I'm in denial about how fair I've gotten since COVID. So I'm glad I got, this is the lightest one. And then she did a deep one. So there's a light, a medium, and a deep. Yeah, I'm glad I went with this one. And then I'm gonna have to wear a mask at work, so I'm not gonna do the tip of my nose. I'll just do the bridge up here, and then I'm just gonna put a little bit of this on top. That's pretty. These shades I think are similar to the ones in this one and the medium one. Are similar to shades in her highlighter palette that she did before, which I do own, but these have been reformulated, obviously repackaged, all of that. This one is called Sugar Frosting, but yeah, it's the lightest one. So that's pretty. Okay, so let's go in here. I'm just gonna use my flat brush, and I'm gonna go into the lighter shade, and that's gonna go. And then I'll take my fluffy blending brush and blend that edge a little bit more. I like a shimmery brow bone highlight. Not everybody does. There is a matte white in the palette, so if you don't like, and then I'm just going to put that in the inner corner. If you don't like a shimmery brow bone, you can use the matte white, or you could use the matte white and put some of this on top of it too. And then I haven't figured out what I'm gonna do for lower lash, but let me put blush on and set my face, and then we'll do the lower lash line. I'm gonna try this full-size NARS Orgasm blush that I got in my Boxy Luxe. This definitely works better than the mini. If you watch that video, I got in a mini of this in like a holiday set, and it just, the pigmentation was not very good in that little one. It's hard to get the brush, and this is definitely more pigmented, so this is definitely better. I know sometimes when you buy those minis, it's not as good of a formula, so that one was not, unfortunately. Yeah, it was their like tinted lip balm and blush set for holiday like 2 years ago. Okay, so I'm gonna spray my face. I'm just using my e.l.f. Stay All Night. And I really only have makeup from here up. I don't have foundation or anything on the bottom half of my face, my chin, or any of that, because I do have work today. I'm going to use a little bit of this Smashbox primer water too. This stuff is good. Just because I'm trying to use that up. I've had this. Yeah, if you get big droplets, you can take a sponge or your finger and just tap them. Yeah, this one, the sprayer's starting to go out, but I've had this one for a while, so I'm just trying to use it. I think I need to clean there it goes. I think I need to clean the nozzle a little bit. So I've had this for a while, so just use that up. Okay, so let's see. Let me go in here, and I'm gonna get just a fluffy brush, and I'm just gonna dip into a little bit of Lockdown, which is the lavender, just to kind of blend the highlight, and that way it's not just like shimmer just sitting on top of the eyeshadow. Okay, and then I have a little, get the dog hair off. It's a Jessup Detail Shader Brush. I think I'm going to go into Papa, which is the fuchsia-y purple that we used. I wanted this to be more of a purple look. And I think I'll take a little bit of Night Owl closer to the lash line, just in the outer third. I might take a little bit of Dreamy over the highlight that we put down, and then bring Dreamy down into the bottom. Okay. Go into Lockdown, which is the lavender, just underneath a little bit, and then brush it off. And I'm going to take, there's always dog hair. Clean it off, and then just blend that into the purple, just in the outer part. Oh, and then on my lid, I did use a little bit of the Heavy Metal glitter liner in Grind, just over on the lid, over that Dreamy shade, just for some extra glitter. It didn't need it, but I like things to be super sparkly, and I have a ton of glitter, so a ton of glitter liners, a ton of pressed glitters, so. And that is one that I bought during the Sephora sale, so I wanted to use it, because I think I've only used that one once. So I just wanted to try it. It's not necessary. The shadow is very pretty on its own. Take a little bit of Lockdown underneath. And we'll go in with Dreamy again. Inner corner, bring it down into the bottom. Okay. And then I will get out a liner. Thinking I'm going to use this one. This is from LA Girl. This is a neon eyeliner in Vivid. I have a couple different purples, but I think we'll try this. Some of these LA ones are really, really good, and some of them are kind of duds. So you kind of gotta, I have a green one that's just not as good as some of the other colors. So they're cheap, but not all of them are as good. The ones that are good, like this one, they do last all day, but yeah, this is the one. This in Gotcha just isn't super pigmented, doesn't show up real well. I have it still. I'm trying to make it work, but it's not the most pigmented. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna put liner and I'll put my lashes on and I'll be okay. Right. So this is the finished look. I was having trouble sticking this lash on, but definitely looks better, I think, with the lashes all complete. So I like this palette. You do have to spend a little more time blending, but that's not uncommon with some drugstore palettes. I don't think Makeup Revolution is necessarily as good as some of the ColourPop formulas. I think ColourPop has gotten a lot better, but out of all the Makeup Revolution palettes, I do think the Soph and the Tammy X collabs are the best. So I do have all three of these. If you want to see a video with me comparing all three palettes, let me know. I could definitely do that. But yeah, so far I like it. I like this palette. I think it's decent. I like the highlighter duo. And then I didn't try the lip combo out today only because I am wearing a mask at work. So I didn't want to put it on just to wipe it off. But I do have it. I think I'll do, maybe we'll try just the, I'm not going to put the liner on. I'll try just a little bit of this by itself just because my lips are dry. This is one of those where you can do the tinted balm by itself. Obviously, it's going to be more opaque and darker if you put the liner underneath. But again, I have to go to work. And I am still wearing a mask at work. I do hair, so I couldn't really see putting the liner on just to take it off. But yeah, so far I like it. I don't know if I like this palette as much as the Extra Spice, but again, if you want to see a video where I compare all of the palettes, let me know. I could definitely do that. Thank you guys so much for being here. Again, make sure you're subscribed if you're not already, and hopefully I will see you all in another video very soon. Bye, everybody.